Hey everyone, it's Gentile. We help with all your child support and divorce needs, and today is a Q&A day. So if you have any questions, please leave one below so that we can fulfill your needs with all the answers to move you forward correctly. Our first question is from James in Fort Lauderdale. James asked us, "My wife keeps disrespecting me. What do I do?" That's a very important concern, James, because when someone keeps disrespecting you and you need to co-parent successfully, you have to have the rules of the game, meaning the game of respect, down in writing, understood, and signed in agreement. The reason you do that is because if someone does not follow the rules, you may take them back to court and let the judge know that they are not following the rules so the judge can order a consequence. Our next question is from Dennis C. in Port St. Lucie. He asks, "How do I see my child if my wife won't let me?" Well, you can do a couple of things. You can get a signed order from a judge the exact amount of days to see your child. That would be a court action. Or if you already have a court action, you can let the judge know that she is not in compliance with the existing order and the judge will order a consequence. Our next question is from Leo P. in Tampa. Leo asks, "What happens if the information about my case changes as the court process moves on?" Well, Leo, there's an ebb and a flow to every case. Of course, information may change because what's true today may change tomorrow. So you can just amend the action and input the new information. Keep the court abreast of any new addresses or whatnot. And our next question is all the way from Massachusetts, Lauren F. "When should I expect a court date?" And she also asks, "What if the other party doesn't show up?" Well, that is an option. When another party doesn't show up, likely they could reschedule, but if the other party does it often, they may just rule. It all depends on the circumstances. And when you should expect your court date, of course, you know the other party does need to get served first, and they do have approximately 20 days to respond. So that process has to happen, and then we simply ask for the court date. Depending on how busy the court is, they will soon mail out the court hearing after that. And another question is from Janine C. in Chicago. "What if the Department of Revenue Child Support Enforcement made an error in my arrears, also known as back pay?" Well, the answer is sometimes they can correct that problem internally. It depends on what kind of mistake was made. Sometimes you may have to take it to the court. First, check with the Department of Revenue internally. I know I had one case where a man owed approximately $30,000 in arrears from what the Department of Revenue said he owed. Actually, it was a total mistake. He tried for 3 years to correct it internally. I helped him with that. When I went in, since they knew I knew who to call in Tallahassee, Florida, that's where the case was, he actually, within 1 hour, went out and he only owed approximately $800. So sometimes there are computer glitches that could be addressed internally, and in other scenarios, you may take it to the court. Hope that helps, Janine. Bob R. from Atlanta asks, "This whole process seems to be very frustrating. How do I manage my emotions so I don't blow my top?" Well, Bob, I find that when you set small goals and when you apply the knowledge effectively and validate each and every feeling you have, that will save you from bottling it all up inside to eventually act out in rage. So be responsible with your emotions, and of course you can call us here at Gentile Child Support so that we can guide you, and that would give you some sense of security, okay? Thank you so much, and I wish you the best on your journey, Bob. And our next and final question is from Brian in Long Island, and Brian asks, When will the child support be over? Wow, a lot of people ask that question. And did you know that many states have different rules and laws and procedures? So it's important to research the state that you are in and see when it is finally over. If you did it in a divorce and have a final judgment, it is indicated in your final judgment. And of course, if the child is already emancipated and you do have arrears, there's a way to handle those arrears. Sometimes you pay it all back, sometimes you may negotiate with the other party as well. So each case has different circumstances that need to be addressed. So my best to all of you. Thank you so much for listening. And if you have a question, you could write in, post it at the bottom, or just give us a call. Thank you so much.